Training for your next big race and not sure about your nutrition? Well, Precision Fuel and Hydration are sponsoring the show this month, and their free online planner has you covered. It calculates exactly how much carbs, sodium and fluid you need to smash your goals. Me and the team at Inside Running Podcast swear by the 90 gram resealable gel to have on our long runs. It's been a game changer for us. If you want to crush your race day strategy, hit the link in the show notes, try the planner and grab 15% off your first order with the code IR-SPRING2025. That's IR-SPRING2025. Hit the link, grab your discount and crush those goals. Now on to the episode.
Child, being a skin can bring you so much pain. Now I hear you say you got the best of both ways. Won't you come and take a walk in my shoes and tell me if you take my place?
Welcome to episode number 396 of the Inside Running Podcast. Thank you for being with us for another week. Big show coming at you. Main news item will be Launceston Running Festival, I reckon. Happened down in Tassie yesterday. Grand Slam track also happened. A few overseas results, including one from Croaks' boy, Jai Edwards, who is back. South Australian road running champs. Leonora gift. Bit of money to be won on the roads over the last couple of days, boys. And welcome to both of you to episode number 396. Croaks, you're in Canberra, off a public holiday today. Welcome to the episode.
Thanks, Brady. Yep, excited to be here. And, good to see Jai back racing. I wouldn't say he's probably not back, but not a bad first hit out.
Oh, 3:35. We'll get to it a bit later, but that's a good opener for the boy.
Yeah. Well, give him 6 months of training, 6 months of injury-free running, and he'll be low 330s.
Our other co-host represented Australia at 2019 World Championships, Julian Spence. How are you going?
Going good.
Going good. What's news down in Anglesea?
What is news down here? Want to watch the footy? Anglesea had a win on the weekend over Mottawarri. That was pretty good.
Okay.
That's about as much as we'll get.
Top of the
ladder. Heard you had a scan as well, Moose, during the week.
Oh, well, I've had a referral for a scan on my ankle since early March when I saw the sports doc about my back. I just told him that I had this ankle niggle and it's been going on for a couple of years. And occasionally it flares up and it can change my gait a bit. And he goes, oh, well, here's this. I'll write a scan out for an x-ray as well as a MRI. And if it gets bad, just go and get it. And then I'll see you afterwards, and then we can discuss if there's anything we can do about it. So it was like a preemptive kind of treatment, not treatment, but a preemptive plan, which was awesome because I just started to get a bit annoyed by it, and I got a bit of I had a spare day, so I thought, oh, I'll go get that scan now just to sort of find out what it is, and that was on Friday. So the report isn't through yet, I don't think. But I'll make an appointment with the sports doc and we'll see what's going on and if there's any quick fixes or anything that can be done to help.
He loves a scan, doesn't he, Croaks?
Does love a scan.
We live in the 2025, mate. It's like not taking medicine because you don't trust it or something. They're there, use them, those machines.
Well, they're not cheap.
Well, this was bulk build.
Bulk build
scans. Because you went through a specialist.
Exactly. That's right. Yep.
That's one thing I've always struggled with in terms of the Australian medical system is you can go and get a scan. One person pays a heap. One person pays zero based on who it's referred by. It doesn't make a lot of sense.
He missed nothing with the money, does he, Moose? This bloke, he knows all the money systems in Australia. I didn't even know this.
You reckon he's getting a scan if there's not a specialist
No,
involved?
I have had one bulk bill when I did go and see I went and saw a specialist sports doctor about my back and hip stuff that I was having a few years ago, and then that was all then bulk billed.
Yeah.
Hey, Croaks, can you just change your mic settings? You've got the wrong one selected, and you're coming through a bit blurry.
So no, it's still the right one. Same as last week.
Nah, you got your headphone cords picked up there, mate. I can see it at this end. Yeah, you need to change the settings. But anyway, Moose,
it's very loud.
Tell us about how you're going, Moose. What's been happening in training?
Yeah, well, I got through a week of training, 108K. That could be the biggest week I've done in, a very long time. Long run as well. So I'll just talk about it. So I was coming off 90 minutes with the gang last week. Still feeling a bit beat up after the Great Ocean Road half. Had a jog round the river, round the cliffs on Monday morning. Then on Tuesday, decided to run some trails. So we got some average weather. And as soon as it starts pissing rain down here and it gets windy, I get out of the weather by hitting the single track. So I put some trail shoes on. Then I got a pair of Vaporfly 4 Nike. Thank you for that. Sent one down. And I decided I'll do some strides just to test them out. So I finished my run, got changed, did some strides. Immediately loved the fit of the shoe. So it seems to fit my foot really well. The lace is quite elastic, which was a nice change from some of the other more average laces I've got in different pairs of shoes. This one here, though, because it was so elastic, you get a bit of flex inside the shoe in terms of like movement, like the shoe stretching around your foot. So I had to really tighten it up to feel like I was properly locked down. And then I had to do a lace lock the following day. So the following day I did a workout on the treadmill. This was, again, average weather, but I also felt like I needed to do I call it an easier workout because for some reason, like we've had this conversation before, but my heart rate just sits a bit lower on the treadie and everything feels a bit easier. So I did 6 by 6 minutes. Had my I got up to my threshold heart rep in the 4th rep, and I didn't change the speed on the treadie once throughout that 36 minutes. I just run and get off. Watched a Jason Statham movie. So good just to zone out watching that stuff. I can't remember which one it was, but it was basically the Equalizer, which is the Denzel Washington, but it's just a Statham version. The workout went really smooth, no issues, body felt good. Wore the Vaporfly 4. Very hard to gauge a shoe on the treadmill, I think. This one, you notice how light it is compared to some of the other super shoes that I wear, like the Alpha Fly. This one here just felt like very light on the foot. It doesn't have the same sort of bounce or spring as other super shoes, but it had a really nice rock point, like an earlier stage rocker. And yeah, for me, it did well.
Does it feel like you're going back to like a traditional racing flat, or just feels like a different version of a super shoe?
I wouldn't say that. I think that would be a bit overboard to say it's more like a traditional flat, but it feels like I don't have to land on a specific spot under the shoe to make it work. Like I feel like these new types of shoes, they feel a little artificial, and the Vaporfly feels like it works with my stride really naturally. And my foot comes down and it spends a very small amount of time on the ground and comes off quickly. And it, yeah, that it feels like it. You've got a pair?
I did, yeah. Thanks to Nike for sending a pair through. I think mine arrived maybe Thursday night and I had a workout Friday, but I was like, I don't know whether to put them on straight away because it does seem, I wanted to ask you first, like, yeah, it does seem quite lighter, and also I was like, am I going like back to something that's not a super shoe kind of vibes anymore?
Did you wear it or not?
Haven't worn it yet. It's better. I've got to work out tomorrow. Like you recommend, like have no hesitation at all about putting it on for the
not
normal
at all.
workout you're doing.
Not at all.
Is it like,
This is-
should I thought it was more like a snappier thing though.
I think if you put the streak fly on, then you would find like, oh, this is aggressive. Like this is going back to the old streak days.
Yeah.
But this is different still. This feels like probably Vaporfly, the Vaporfly 4% Flyknit. The second one. That's the one that it feels like closest to me.
Oh, I lined up in the streets of Berlin to buy you a pair of those.
I know, I remember.
$450. And then you raced in them the next day, didn't you? Or the day
Yeah,
after?
I did. And I remember thinking, these are a bit, I couldn't get the fit quite right on that shoe. I couldn't get the laces dialed in, but underneath it felt good. And that's kind of what this one feels like.
Isn't it funny how like back then that was quite a high stack shoe, whereas now when you go back to it with all the shoes that have been out there since, it feels quite low profile.
Yeah. Well, that's why I was hesitant to put it on. I'm like, oh, am I like, I'm not doing fast enough work that I need like a snappy one. But you're saying fine for threshold stuff.
I was the same, Brady. Because I've been playing it real safe with my heel and Achilles. I've been like staying to the same shoes for the last month, but I definitely want to give it a go.
Yeah. Oh, geez, it's a good looking shoe. And you literally pick it out of the box and you notice how significant like it is lighter than an Alpha Fly or what else have I been running a bit in? The Adidas Pro 4. Like this is quite lighter.
Bit of a waste to use it on the treadmill though, isn't it?
What do you mean?
Oh, I don't know. So I reckon with treadmill sessions, I just go like if this is going to be a shoe that I would potentially race in, I would wear lesser quality shoes or shoes that I'm like, okay, I'm happy to train in these, but I'm not going to race in them.
Mate, you can't take it with you when you're gone. And you got it for free. Just fucking wear it. That is insane to me, not wearing a shoe because you're trying to save it.
He's got boxes. He's got that Flyknit Nike one that you're talking about. He's got a brand new of those in a box.
I do have the 4% Flyknit, brand new.
And what are you saving it for?
Hopefully it's worth a bit more than what I bought it for at some point.
Well, it's gone
as
now.
if you're going to start a StockX account to resell it. You literally don't even have a passport at the moment.
I reckon I'd get a bit for that.
Yeah,
Shoot.
but I'm not arguing to get a bit for it. I'm arguing that you would not have the patience, energy to start being a reseller on the internet.
That's what Viv's for.
Don't go get caught saying things like that, Croaks. You'll get yourself in trouble.
Yes, anyway, that was the workout. Then the next day, just ran around home, 10K. On, what was it, Friday? Yeah, Friday morning, I went out to Paraparat, we'll call it, or it's like, here's Paraparat, Bellbrae area. And I did this workout on a loop that Ali and I used to do quite a few workouts on this loop back in the day when we were both. No, I was never going okay when I did this, but she was. And it's a hilly loop. It's mainly dirt, and it's in the middle of a farming area. So you're running past paddocks, basically. Not a lot of cars out here, which is nice. It's beautiful little area, actually. If you sort of see the workout, I go downhill on a dirt road for the first couple of K, and then I turn right onto Port Reef, which is very hilly little road. Pretty much no flat spots here. You have some pretty sharp uphills as well. The workout was 20 by 1 minute, solid 1 minute float. And I had the Evo SL from Adidas on, so it was a training shoe, but I did put in some decent effort here. I wanted to make sure I got through this 40 minutes. It's a long workout for me, and it's hilly, and that's not really my strength at the moment. I forgot my heart rate monitor on this run, so it looks like the heart rate was okay, but the first one would definitely have not been the 105 average. But anyway, so I go up Port Reef, turn left onto, we call it Vickery's, relatively flat along there. And then Norton's is like a nice cruisy downhill to finish. So I got away with it here because I was starting to feel the pinch at about 15, 16 reps number, but I got a few cheap reps downhill to finish the workout. So I finished off okay. Average pace was 3:38 per K. Average on, look, I didn't do the numbers on it. I know some people would go through and fully work out their exact average, but I reckon the average on would have been like 320, 321 or something, which would make the average off perhaps 350, 4 minutes or something. I don't know. Don't know the answer to that. But what happened? What happened to this workout?
The shoe was no good on the sand.
The gap pace was 3:33. So it was a bit faster than what the work. Yeah, it was a hard road with just a little bit of gravel on top. And these Adidas shoes, they've got this Continental outer sole that's super light, really quite sticky on concrete that's dry. But then you put it on this dirt and it's just no good, like very slippy. I thought I could start to feel my hamstrings get tight actually from lifting, not being able to push off with my calves, just lifting all the time because of the slippiness. And I thought, we've got to be careful of this in the future. Probably can't wear this shoe for these workouts again.
You notice with those, I've noticed with the Adidas Pro, they got a small tongue. Like the tongue doesn't come up very high. And if you do the top shoelace up, it feels like that's the worst nightmare. The shoelace cutting into your top of your foot because the tongue doesn't come up that high.
I fully agree. I don't like that. That's an easy thing that I think brands could get right, and they just haven't here. The laces aren't great either. So I think I will swap the laces out in this shoe for a different, for maybe like an older pair of Vaporflies or maybe the Zoom Fly that I have. I'll use those laces. But because I like the shoe a lot, it's perfect for this stuff. Like you do this workout, my legs felt good, like no calf issues whatsoever. It's a really safe shoe for workouts, but there's just a few little tweaks I'd make to it.
I'm surprised you picked it though. Like it's more of a steady, like super jogger, isn't it, than a workout shoe? And you'd have a cupboard full of workout shoes. You like Croaks, you saving the good ones.
No, I'm looking after myself. I'm running on bloody dirt roads through the paddocks, mate. You should see these roads. This isn't not a nice groomed trail. This is the sort of shoe you need for a bit of stability.
What about a pair of Alpha Flies? Alpha Fly 3s, they'd be giving you stability and protection, wouldn't they?
They would have been okay. They're probably my second choice here.
Yeah, okay.
Actually, I do like this shoe because the other thing was I had to warm up and cool down in it. So I warmed up. I did actually warm up with the dog, so took him back to the car, put him in the car. But then I finished the workout 4.6K away from the car. So I had to jog in a shoe back to the car, which I knew was going to happen. So that's the other reason I picked it.
What, and the dog just stays in the car the whole workout time?
Yeah.
You wind down the windows and stuff?
Well, I leave the full side door open of the van. So no one's going to bother him. He's 50 kilo, like German Shepherd. And if anyone came near the car, he would lose his shit. So I can just leave the car open. It's fine. He's in a crate. He's in a kennel, like at the back.
What's the policy of leaving pets in the car, though? Like, is it the same? Like, you see the ads about not leaving kids in the car when you go play pokies and stuff. Like, is it the same with dogs?
Well, not if it's 8 degrees and there's a full, door open.
Sounds like he's trying to cover his tracks here, Croaks.
Just seems odd just leaving your car open on dirt, just down on a dirt road.
Oh,
I'm telling you, sometimes this dog scares me. No one is going near that car.
Leave your keys in the ignition as well, Moose.
I leave them on the front seat, yeah.
Yeah, with your wallet.
No, I'm telling you, no one's coming near this car. Sometimes I get back there and he doesn't know it's me, and he scares the shit out of me. We're also out in the middle of nowhere here. Like, you're not going to get many people rolling past.
Imagine if some random person did come across your car, though. Just this car with its door open with a 50-kilo German Shepherd locked up in a cage inside it.
It's a crate, mate, not a cage.
Okay.
ran the next day, got a new pair of Vomeros actually. Find these ones go a little flat on me kind of quick. I don't know what it is about it. Maybe I think it's that they pancake a little bit. The contours through the midsole, if you have a look, there's like a skiving through the side walls of the shoe, and it just kind of pancakes because I'm so heavy on shoes that I got to turn these ones over a bit more often than some other shoes. But yeah, this one felt nice. Like nice to have this big heel pitch back in that shoe. I don't wear a lot of shoes that have the kind of heel pitch the Vomero does, so it just looks after my calf really well. And then I wore that shoe for my 30K the next day. So I was not feeling good. I woke up, I spent a couple of nights this week in Piers bed, and I've been driving a lot to work, and I've been sitting in front of a computer doing all of my ordering. So I've been getting a real junky glutes and lower back. Something that I'm going to have to work on a little bit more. And so I woke up and I was kind of sore just even before I started, maybe from that hilly tempo workout as well. I took the group along the beach to start. I thought, fuck it, like I hate beach running, but at least it's flat. And so I'll keep it as flat as we can. So for the first like 5K, we just ran along a beach because it was real low tide and sunrise, pretty epic to be honest. And then we just got back up on the cliffs and ran through the bush for the rest of the run. Spent a bit of time on the flat through the middle, and then I dropped the boys 21K and I did 9K by myself after that. Just slowed down a fair bit. Really didn't push the pace at all on this run. I just wanted to get through 30K unscathed and did so, which was my longest run in a really long time. Again, I'm not sure how long, probably since Melbourne Marathon last year, if I'm honest. That's probably it. So, I know I have to start getting a few of these in for it to feel good again. But this one didn't feel good. This one was certainly like, tick this thing off. Hopefully feels better next week kind of vibes.
Moose, I thought you wrote somewhere on Strava not that long ago that you didn't think the Vomero was a long run shoe, that it was a 30 to 90 minute run.
I did. But when it's brand new, there's a little bit more bounce in it and it's a bit more responsive. When it's got 10K in it, after 150K, I feel like it loses a bit of that. And that's when I wouldn't wear it that far. But I also just wanted something very supportive for this run because of how I was feeling. It's got a good waffle outer sole. It handles the bush really well. I'm still on the hunt for a good long run shoe for the bush. The Cloud Monster Hyper from On is pretty good. Like that's a shoe that I could get behind. But last time I wore it, I felt like it was 2 days before I got my sore calf. And so I've got this like thing about it where I'm a little unsure. I have to get back in that. That's a good one. And there's some shoes coming. Like we're just about to hit the second half of the year and a lot of brands are dropping their new models. And there's some stuff coming up that is going to be so long run friendly. And I'm just waiting for them now. So I'll get through until a few of those shoes drop. But there's some exciting stuff coming up.
Which you can't talk about?
Not yet. Not yet, unfortunately.
Okay.
I can tell you the brand. There's some good, like some of the like Nikes, probably got not a long run shoe, but amazing jogging shoes coming up, like blow your socks off type stuff. And that doesn't happen very often anymore. It's pretty hard to get that feel, but I got it from one of these Nike shoes coming later in the year. And then Asics has 2 new shoes coming, and they're both of the highest class in jogging shoes. It's
I think Tommy must have run in one of them the other day.
Tommy ran in one. He's got one already. But it's not even the one that I thought. It's not the good. Like I had them tiered, and they're different shoes, different purposes. But the one that he didn't get, the one that I thought was just top tier. the best long run shoe and I haven't run in it. I've only put a size 10 sample on, and I'm a size 12, so I'm jamming my foot in. But it's just something about this shoe coming. It's special.
Look how excited he is, Croaks. Look at his face.
Asics have been nailing. I thought there for a long time that Asics had nailed the general trainer shoe, and then they struggled with the race shoe for quite a while. Now their race shoes have obviously caught up to their training shoe, but their training shoe range over the last 5 years been so good.
Biggest brand in our store now, and that's product related, only product related. Like they got they're coming. Their Kayano 32 drops pretty soon. They're like good support shoe, good moderate support shoe in a new shoe, a model about to land as well. They got the Nimbus, which is high stack, like max feeling, cushion, bit of stiffness. Obviously, the Nova Blast is like the most hype shoe ever. Super Blast, you just never can order enough of that thing. And yeah, their race product is going to drop soon, probably not before Gold Coast. If I know a lot of people are wondering that, and I think I could probably just put a few minds at rest and say you're not going to get it before Gold Coast Marathon. So if you're waiting for that to happen, don't find a shoe before then. But yeah, those take a pretty quantum leap forward as well, which can't talk about it just yet, but I'm sure we will soon enough.
13 weeks till Sydney as well. Tommy's put on his Strava here. Another
40K run.
355s. Yep. This new Asics shoe is somewhere between a Nova Blast and Super Blast with an element that neither have. Ooh. When's the next Shoe Geeks episode?
Yeah. Well, Nita has COVID, so we're just trying to work that out. And it was going to be this Wednesday, but Kinder's shut, so I got to have Pier all day. And my mum and sister are away. So we're going for the 11th of June, next Shoe Geeks pod, and it's going to be a big one. Like, Tommy got a new kitten, so there's heaps of stuff to talk about.
The boys will return serve on Brady.
Oh, there's going to be some fire there. Do you know what, Croaks? Nita came out. Nita absolutely hammered Brady.
Tommy took it a lot better than Nita did that episode last week.
Nita actually just like fully wiped the floor with you in his response too.
I actually didn't realise that there's only 5 other people as qualified as Nita in his role in Australia. He's one of 6. Did you guys know that?
You got him so fired up that it suppressed his immune system. He got COVID.
Yeah. I was waiting for him to send me photos of his diplomas or bachelors or doctorates or whatever on his wall. Like he was saying, no, this is my lane. I can give advice on this stuff that I'm trying to do.
Is this your apology?
I never mentioned his name, so I didn't throw him under the bus last week. I'll tell you what, my DMs, boys, were being lighting up. Physios, non-physios, anyone who's had groin or hip pain in their whole life, they're in my DMs.
You know Croaks got called out on a social media. Remember that? That was a few weeks ago now, maybe a month ago.
Yeah. There was a physio lighting him up. I'm staying away from physios, pacemakers. I'm just getting my head down. I just said to Carly when I come down here, I said, I'm just having a nice, non-controversial episode this week.
I feel sorry for you, Brady. It's like, as I said in our group chat, it's like probably once every 150th episode you actually have a go, then you get shut down and then you sit on the fence for the next 149 episodes.
Yeah. I didn't get shut down. It's just some people offering their thoughts. But anyway, move on, Croaks. What have you been doing?
Hey, it's Moose. I'm excited to tell you about our partner, Stewy. Stewy is a game changer for staying connected when you travel. It's an eSIM service app that lets you choose from a huge range of affordable data plans in over 190 countries and 8 regions. Think about it. You land in a new city and boom, you've got data. No more scrambling. Heading overseas for your next marathon or even a holiday? Running is a fantastic way to experience the world. But here's a question. How often has travel planning been a hassle? Specifically, staying connected once you land. I know I've been there, desperately searching for Wi-Fi, getting stung by crazy roaming charges, or wasting time hunting down a local SIM. Enter the world of eSIM and Stewy has you covered. You download the app once and you're set. No more swapping SIMs for every country. Plus, the plans are super affordable, which is crucial when you're saving up for those race entry fees and flights. And for those of you planning a multi-country trip, like that Euro Marathon tour, Stewy offers global and regional plans too. Imagine this. You're in a new city using Saily to load your Strava heat map. You need to find the best post-run coffee and, more importantly, stay connected to upload your latest run. Saily also helps you avoid scams and even has security features to protect your privacy while you're browsing. It's compatible with both iOS and Android, and their support team is there for you 24/7 if you need them. So here's the deal. Saily have teamed up with Inside Running Podcast to offer an exclusive 15% discount on Saily data plans. Use code INSIDERUNNING at checkout. To get started, download the Saily app or visit https://saily.com, or probably just saily.com will get you there, and checkout link in bio. So when you're traveling next, ditch the roaming headaches and give Saily a try. You won't regret it.
I'd actually pretty good week. I'm in that sort of sweet spot at the moment where body's feeling good, the gym work's not leaving me sore, and my sessions are progressing in pace, but not so much perceived effort. So Monday I took off. Tuesday was treadmill session, 10 by a K with 1 minute rest. So I did the first 7 reps at 320 kilometre pace or 18K an hour, and then the last 3 reps at 18.5K an hour or 315s. And so heart rate for all these was sort of in that mid 160, didn't go above 170. And like, I'm just loving these treadmill sessions because it's like I'm working hard, but I can always do another, like I could probably do another two reps, 3 reps quite comfortably. And one thing I've been doing the last few weeks, I've been making up some of the precision carb mix, and then in the 1 minute recoveries, I just go and have a drink. So I'm sort of getting in about 45 grams of carbs throughout the course of the session. Which
a half an hour workout, you're taking carbs.
Yeah, well, I've got it here, and I thought, well, why not? Like, I saw I think it was the On guys over in the US. They were doing like treadmill sessions, taking on like carbs and stuff. So like
Morgan
McDonald. I thought it can't hurt. Like I think
often help you.
I think often as runners we're probably underfueled as it is, and then I've been doing gym Tuesday afternoon, so I'm like, well, why not? Like I've got it here, I may as well use it.
Fair enough.
So yeah, that was Tuesday morning. Tuesday afternoon went to the gym before heading down met the group then for just coaching. Wednesday got out mid-morning for 20K, 4:23 average. One thing I've noticed now, and combination of the really cool weather, but also just getting fitter, is my heart rate is definitely like coming down, probably like close to 10 beats a minute, I reckon. Like, so most of my runs now are in that sort of mid to low sort of 130s for the recovery runs. So that was promising. Then Thursday afternoon after work, got out for 40 minutes, rode here covering the ground well. This was one of those runs where it just felt like effortless. It was a really flat loop through Mulligans, just an out and back, and did 9K, 427s, average heart rate, I think was just under 130, 128 or something. And then Friday back on the treadmill, did 6 by 6 minutes, 1 minute rest. Did the first 4 reps at 17.5K an hour, 326s, and the last 2 reps at 18K an hour. I changed up my shoes. So the last month or so, I've been alternating between the New Balance Super Shoe and the Wave Rebellion Pro 2. And then for this 6 by 6 minutes session, I used the Metasky, the Paris Sky from Asics. So enjoyed that. Once again, heart rate was probably a little bit lower for the 6 minute reps, so more around that mid 160, whereas the 3 minute or the 1K reps get closer to 170. Went to the gym that afternoon. Saturday morning, ran a little loop around Mulligans and then down to Lily's Hockey. So that was an hour at 4:16s. That afternoon, got out for a double, had a bit of spare time and thought, let's test the heel with a double, and because it's been feeling actually really good. So I did 35 minutes, 4:22s. And then Sunday, there's about 5 of us, I think, on the long run. did 2 hours, 28.5K at 4:14s, a little bit hillier than what I had been doing previously. So it was about 330 or 350 meters of elevation. So it was a week of 118K.
Good stuff.
So,
Ticking a lot of the boxes.
Yeah, it's
Midweek,
that sort of
workouts, long run.
Yeah, it's that sweet spot. And then because public holiday here today, I ran today. So in the last 7 days, it's been 128K, which feeling good energy wise. Things are trending. I don't really plan on changing anything. I think I'm just going to keep doing K reps on Tuesday, and then maybe alternate 6-minute reps with some sort of continuous session, either a progression run or some fartlek type stuff.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Is he fittest guy on the show at the moment, Moose? Is he fitter than you?
Yeah, he's fitter than me.
Oh,
Absolutely.
please.
You're kidding. This guy is going to be my general on the Gold Coast.
This is the closest the three of us have been for a long time.
Mm.
If there was a 10K race this weekend, I reckon there wouldn't be much between us.
Oh, nah. Croaks would have us, I reckon.
You reckon? Yeah. Yeah, that long run.
Lack of quality is probably hurting me a little bit, but I'm in that good base building phase.
If you were to do those same workouts outside, do you think they would be slower, faster, or the same?
I think I'd be able to do them at the same pace. I think it'd be very similar.
Yeah,
because I've only really got from a couple of years to go off, but I remember I did all my treadmill sessions up until Sydney 10, and then the week after Sydney 10 I was in Wagga and I did 6-minute reps at maybe between 3:10 and 3:15, and then the next week I did 6-minute reps on the treadmill at 3:15, and it was sort of similar. I'd like to think it would be about the same. Probably perceived effort would probably be a little bit. So for example, if I'm running 3:15s outside, it would probably feel a little bit slower and smoother than what 3:15s does on the treadmill. It definitely feels like I'm spinning the legs a lot quicker, but I reckon heart rate would be about the same.
Gotcha. I'll whistle through this one, fellas. Pretty uneventful week for me. Monday, 60 minutes, 4:42s. Tuesday morning, I did 2 by 10 minutes and then 4 by 5 minutes. 90 seconds between the 10 minutes, and they were both in 3:20 pace. And then for the 5 minutes, I went 3:20, 3:23, 3:24, 3:26. I still can't get these ones right, boys. I still get a bit excited early. My heart rate gets up. Then I was running into a bit of a wind as well. And this was just looking at heart rate, which is I'm used to fanging workouts at the end of them just to finish strong. Whereas now I'm finishing slower because I'm being disciplined, keep my heart rate in check there. So, which I actually don't know until after I've finished them. So it's kind of good that I don't know because I could get caught up in the numbers.
So you're running this just to heart rate, correct?
Yep. And just beeps in my watch.
And you don't have any pace showing on your watch?
All just set up. Which
Does
I think
it show you when you hit lap?
Yeah,
it'll show you your result for the
it
lap.
automatic. I don't have to hit lap, but it does count down, and then it beeps, and then it shows me what pace I ran.
So you've run 3:20, 3:20, 3:20 on the knocker each of those 3 laps.
Yep, for the 2 10 minutes and 10 minutes.
For the first 3, yeah.
Yeah, and then the 5 minutes. But I guess, I was coming into a bit of wind. It wasn't that windy. It would be like 10, 15K an hour. And then, I guess it's the end of the workout and you're only having 60 seconds between the 5 minutes. So the heart rate's staying up a bit. So
And you're supposed to stay at what heart rate?
Stay under 170. So I'd get to, 2.5, 3 minutes in and be hooked down and be 168, 169 and just have to chuck and just not fang at home.
Yeah.
Which is a weird kind of, as I said in the past, I'd be like, stay strong, finish the rep strong. But
whereas you actually, your last rep's your slowest of the whole workout.
That should be normal. That should pretty much be how it goes, though.
But do you think if I did the first 2, say 10-minute reps in 3:25, then I'd be able to run between 3:15? Yeah, I think I've just got to be more patient early.
Yeah, I think you want to be right on the limit. You want to be at the upper end of where you're allowed to be from rep 1.
Yeah, so, I got some feedback about that after week 1 of training. Like it's not get to 170 as quick as you can and hold it
Yeah.
there. And I was
So-
like, this is all new learning for me.
Did he tell you how long it should take you to get to threshold?
I'd have to go back over the messages. Not sure if there was an exact number, but I think it was maybe the first 2 reps. It should take like the first 2 reps to warm the engine and like get close to there kind of thing.
Because that's something that I always like. I think it's misunderstood. Like you're going through what a lot of people get through. Like they want to spend the maximum amount of time at that threshold heart rate as possible, but it just means that it just cooks your workout. Like you say, like you get up there immediately, it's just like this big like flood of lactate.
Yep. I'm sure Dan won't mind me reading this, but this is what he wrote. Like with the threshold stuff, the first rep or 2 will always have a lower heart rate while the aerobic system revs up. If you really push to get the heart rate up into the range from the gun, you'll end up doing what you did with the first rep, being the fastest and then having to slow down. It's not the end of the world or drastically change the workout stimulus, but you're just working slightly too hard. Over time, you'll find out where your heart rate needs to be for the first few reps and learn how they should feel. So, which is exactly what you're saying, Moose.
Yeah, on the treadie, it takes mine ages to get up. Outside, it gets up way quicker.
Yeah,
even at similar paces.
That's what I love about the treadmill. It takes your brain out of it. You set the treadmill to a pace that you know is roughly threshold effort, and you switch off. Whereas outside, you're like sort of second guessing yourself, especially when all you've got to go off is heart rate. You're like, oh, my heart rate's only 150 or whatever. After like a minute, you're like, oh, I'm going to start fanging it now, and then it climbs too quick.
Yeah, Brady,
and even like tiny little bumps in the road.
Well, yeah, that was what I was about to say. You go and do this on some of the loops that I do it on, and it's fucking impossible.
Yeah,
it's like I know I'm going over threshold up this hill. Otherwise, I've got to run 5-minute Ks to get up here. But that's just how it is.
Like
and
we
then
have this tiny levee bank, and like you run over, it'd be like nothing, 1 meter, and I'm just like, oh shit! Like I could just spike it and like almost put the brakes in going into it, trying to slow it down a bit. Like
it's a very good learning exercise for how to control effort because you're getting actual data to show you. So like if you know, oh, this hill here is going to elevate my heart rate by 3 beats a minute, that's going to be a problem if I'm in the race. And you get to a hill and you're like, I don't just keep pushing the same pace over this hill because I know what happens to my heart rate.
Yeah.
And it's good learning like that, like to see the actual numbers coming up.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's been good. And it's like I had to change my like view on it a bit because I'm coming back off a break too. So numbers I'm used to seeing aren't what I'm seeing at the moment because I'm still building fitness. But
but no one cares, mate. This is the thing. No one
I
cares
know.
about you. No one cares about your numbers. You shouldn't care about your numbers. The only numbers they care about is if you run 2:14 or not.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? I'm just like, if these same workouts, if they were in March, my paces would come out completely different for these heart rates.
Yeah,
Like I've had to check the ego because I'm running 326 pace and I'm like at 170. And I'm like I did that last 10K of 3x10K in like 20 degrees at 315s and average 165. Like that, if you compare yourself too much to that, you're gonna get in trouble.
You'll get some good workouts in eventually. Yeah. Don't worry, mate.
I'll get there. Anyway, I did 30 minutes on the treadmill that day. It was a long day. Didn't get on the treadmill till like 7 p.m., but we ticked it off. Wednesday and Thursday just did 70 minutes easy both days. Friday did 12 by 3 minutes off a minute. These are probably around like 3:15. It's a good 3 minute rep, boys. The heart rate doesn't, you get a bit of, doesn't get that high over 3 minutes, so you go a bit quicker. That was good. This was the only time I felt a bit of groin awareness in about rep 7 or 8 it was, and just in the stop-start nature of it. So I just actually for the last 4 reps, I just kept jogging like super slow. Obviously, when I stopped to a walk and then had to get back going again, the groin didn't like that. And then when I started just having this real shuffle jog, like stayed in motion, it was like fine again. But that was the first time I hadn't felt the groin since the Friday before. So something kind of triggered it there, which I think was a stop-start nature. 30 minutes on the treadmill, that Arvo was fine. 40 minutes easy Saturday. And then Archie was back in town, fellas, back from Melbourne, visiting his parents. His dad, Anthony, come out on the bike. We had the boys back together for a long run, 23K or something I think we did. It was an hour and 40, 4:22 pace. Loved it. Back talking to people, not in my own head. You know when you've got a niggle and you think about every single step of the way, but instead you're just talking about footy, talking about running, talking about all those kind of things. It was very fun to have the boys back in town. Oh, Anthony's been here the whole time, but that made the time go so much quicker.
Anthony doesn't get out. Look after you when Archie's not there.
Nah, I think I've got him. I think he said to me, yeah, still keep hitting me up, because Archie usually messages me and then I say, yeah, bring your dad as well. Whereas we've started the conversation that like, hey, even if Archie's not here, he's happy to come. So that could be good. Had a heart rate monitor issue. You'll notice I didn't have any heart rate on this run. It turns out I had Carly's heart rate band. We've got exactly the same Coros ones. And I'm out the front fucking fuming, I'm like, why isn't this working? Like, I'm running on heart rate now. Like, this is bullshit. This thing's never not connected. And then later that afternoon, Carly's like, hey, have you seen my heart rate monitor? It was on the bench. And I'm like, that's the one I was trying to use for my long run this morning. So no heart rate data there. 124K for the week. Good week.
You boys doing Gels Park?
I'm not. No.
You're not?
No, I feel like this time next week I can say I didn't feel my groin for the whole week, and getting in spikes and running a twisty turny cross country course is like asking for trouble. I'm fair. also the week after is that state 5K at Albert Park. Like, I also might miss that for the same reason. I'm just like, I don't want to get another interruption now. And the more I'm running, the better it's feeling. So
Plus, you're in a sort of building phase anyway, like under the new coach. So it's probably better just to string together a good block before Gold Coast.
Yeah, spot on. I'd much prefer it. And it just going away for the day. You know, it's like Croak, sit in the car for 3 hours, race for 15 minutes, sit in the car for another 3 hours, Sunday morning.
How many, who's Bendy got in this week?
Oh, no, the captain put out the call. He said, we got to show our faces, boys. The curfew, the boycott has been lifted.
Didn't get you there, though.
Bendigo Bats are sending a full-strength team. He tried to get me. He's like, you can? I'm like, I'd love to, but I can't. Too risky. Who's Geelong got?
Oh, few coming in. We're in the same boat here.
The thing with the Geelong Cats, Croaks, is like if Bendigo rock up, we just got to rock up to 3, probably win them, and get out of the relegation zone. The difference between like Geelong boys rocking up and not rocking up probably isn't going to change the result to be bottom of the table.
Shit. All right.
Unless they've spent some money, got some big recruits that I don't know about.
We'll see how we go. Like, no stars in there. This team doesn't have stars. We're just a bunch of hard workers.
I'd say it'd be at least Andy, Matty Buckell, who ran 28 something on the weekend, Nath Stote, who's pretty quick over Gels Park. Don't know who the else. There'd be some junior kids.
Yeah, well, you're going all right then.
Yeah, it'd be a solid team without me. But without me, I don't need to be there. Let's thank some Patreon supporters, hey? Then I'm going to get one of you to talk about why people should support us on Patreon. But let's kick things off, Croaks. Who you got?
I got Patrick Edwards. So I think Patrick lives up in the Shire in Sydney, around the Cronulla area, up there with Tommy DeCano. According to Strava, he has run 18:30 for 5K, 38:35 at the 2023 Husky 10K, and 3:25 at the 2023 Sydney Marathon. He's managing director of Pedwoods Group, which started as a plumbing company in 2014, has now grown to reach beyond plumbing and incorporates building and civil works. His Strava profile picture is of Jason Gillespie. So you know who Jason Gillespie is, boys?
Wait.
Yeah, the cricketer.
Yeah, the cricketer.
Yeah.
Wait, so that's his flying seagull or something?
So that's his profile picture, just a picture of Jason Gillespie. So must be a cricket fan, and looks like he also enjoys his golf.
Oh,
so thank you, Patrick.
Thanks, Patrick. Congratulations on the successful business ventures as well. Starts in one lane, boys. Just moves to all different lanes. That's what we love to see.
Yeah. I am thanking Joris Lambrecht. Joris Lambrecht from Belgium, and is a masters runner at Roba Diest. Is that a club, Croaks?
I think so, yes.
Roba, R-O-B-A, Diest. How old is he?
I don't know. Doesn't have it on his bio.
Oh, well, it says, what's a masters runner?
Oh, he's got some quick times here for a masters athlete.
That's what I'm talking about. I want to know how old he is.
I'll try and find out for you.
Croak's doing surface level research here, Brady.
He did have 5 lines on Patrick, which was pretty good.
PB of 9:19 for 3K, 33:46 at the 2024 Venlo 10K, and 72:54 at this year's BK Half Marathon Ghent, and 2:38 for the marathon at this year's European Road Running Champs from Brussels Leuven.
That was the one Andre did.
Oh, wait, what did Andre run? He would have been around the same spot, I reckon.
He ran 2:40 something.
Oh, yeah, okay. There you go. So he mustn't be too old if he's running PBs in 2024 and 2025.
He doesn't look that old.
Masters, you know what? Some people call Masters 35 plus. Yeah. I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't like that. Got to be 40.
Yeah.
40 plus. I'm going to thank Rebecca Cowie. Pretty sure she lives in Bendigo, Croaks has here. Has run 21:56 at the Bendigo Botanic Gardens park run. That's one of 2 park runs in Bendigo, boys. The other one's at Kenny Res. I reckon this one's a faster surface, though. Less hills. She's also ran 46:23 at this year's Ballarat 10K and 1:41 at the 2023 Run Melbourne Half Marathon and 3:38 at the Shepparton Marathon in 2023. I was there that day. A lot of bike path action for the Shepparton Marathon. So massive thank you, Rebecca, for your support of the Inside Running podcast. Got an age on Joris, Croaks? You just guess it's pretty young. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Moose, tell us why people should support us on Patreon.
Well, I mean, as a moral kind of thing, like if you are listening to someone else's work or being the benefactor of someone else's work for years and years, then it might just be nice to sort of pay back just a little bit here or there, perhaps. Just as like you might feel like that could be show a little bit of support, perhaps. Like if, I'm not saying it's expected. That's not where we're at. We didn't start the podcast for that. We never thought we would do that, and that's maybe why it's become a little bit more of an organic growth for us. Is that there was never any intention for that. However, we're now 6. How many years deep are we?
It's going to be 8.
8 years deep, and I'm like. It's fun. I like getting up for you boys. I like getting up on a Monday night, but it is fucking Monday night, right? And there is a couch just up the staircase that is calling my name. I don't see my daughter tonight because I get home from work and I have dinner and I'm straight down here immediately. So there's a bit that goes into this, fellas. And if someone wants to go, oh, you know what? I respect that. I'll listen every week. I'll just say thank you with my credit card. Then I'll appreciate that. I'm sure you boys will too.
Don't forget bonus content, Moose. You got Ellie and Sinead Divers 10-week recap of their training for New York. I think we did a how to run a 5K PB.
Oh yeah, so much bonus content. There'd be 200 episodes, 200-hour episodes.
Also, the opportunity to hear every month whether Chriso is going to crash and burn in Berlin or not.
Yeah, Road to Valencia is featured on that one. Road to Chicago last year. M. Massey, Tom Middleton. Reese Edwards on Road to Gold Coast with Sam Hopper and Carla Chweck. There's some good training content if you're into that kind of thing on there.
First crack at live show tickets.
Oh, yeah. I'll mention that now because they go to Patreon supporters on Friday, Croaks. Have I got that right? That's what Zach said today? Wednesday.
I thought Zach said Wednesday.
Wednesday, sorry. It was meant to be last Friday. There was just a little change to move it to Wednesday this week. It goes to Patreon for, I'm not sure how many days, maybe a week, maybe 5 days, maybe 3 days, somewhere around that, just for those supporters who want to get a ticket first. only 450 available. So I think Patreon supporters also get the opportunity to buy a maximum of 2. So could be a chance. I don't know if it's been like that in the past. I reckon it's been pretty close to selling out before it goes general public. The tickets are also free. So you get all the hospitality from Lululemon, who put on a really, really good event. Blows us away every day how well they set that event up. What a way to let your hair down post Gold Coast Marathon Festival. Running news, boys. Anyway, any of that Patreon stuff, patreon.com/Inside Running Podcast is the place to go. Well done, Moosh. You summarised it well. With thanks to Axel Coffee, our race results partner, and the secret of starting every run on the right foot. Nothing beats a good coffee before hitting the pavement. Launceston boys, did you tune in to much of it? They do a pretty good job with the live stream down there.
I was long running, unfortunately.
Oh, I thought you might have brought it early to get it done before the race action.
Oh, it's bloody, it was like 0. It was minus temperatures here.
Bit silky, Moose. Probably cold everywhere in Australia.
8 o'clock's early enough.
You don't get him out of the door real easy. It takes something pretty special to get him out.
The half marathon started first. Was that a
8 o'clock start?
8 o'clock start, yeah. So I got back from my long run and saw probably the last 20 minutes. First reaction was that Andy Buchanan wasn't in the lead pack. There was a pack of maybe 6 or 7 at this stage. A couple of Japanese. Isaac Heyne was there. Brett Robinson was there. Liam Buden was there. Sam Clifford, I reckon, was just starting to maybe drop off a bit. But then I watched it come home, and then I rewatched the whole race today. So a big pack from the start, which had guys like Andy and Ryan Gregson, Liam Adams. Who else got dropped from that pack? Andre Waring got dropped pretty early. And then, I'm going to say like around 16, 17K, Brett Robinson went to the front, started making some moves. Isaac also spent a lot of time in the front over that last 2 or 3K. And then there was 4 of them with maybe like 500, 600 to go. And they have this U-turn. It's one thing they've got to get out of the course. There's a U-turn with like 300 meters to go. Like they go past the road that goes into the finish line to go up to this little, kind of industrial estate kind of road, do a U-turn and then spit out of it and then take a right-hand turn into the finish line. And Brett kind of got himself to the front and then made a bit of a move because he was there. And then, Shimada, he ended up closing the gap, and Isaac as well. And then those two kind of ran away from Brett out of the U-turn. Shimada won 61.12. Isaac was second, 61.13. And Brett was third, 61.20. That's 7 seconds looked closer than it was. Like Brett was still in the race from a very kind of close moment to the finish line there, and a good step in the right direction for him to be putting in the moves and then still being there at the business end. Isaac surprises you too. Like he's not afraid to be up the front of a half marathon. And I thought his signature kind of kick finish, I know he didn't use that at Gold Coast last year when he was second to Andy, but I kind of backed him with 300 or 400 to go because he's got that mad kick. But Shimada, his time was 1 second slower than Pat Carroll's all-comers record, which Pat is big on reminding people about. Like he was in the comments, which I kind of, at the start, I was like, oh yeah, Pat, like he's kind of almost like taunting these guys that they can't get to his time. And then I was like, oh Pat, like maybe just ease off a bit, like don't stop reminding these boys. But now I love it. I love that I clicked on the comments, and one of the first comments I saw was like, have they broken my record? And they hadn't. And I'm like, because they brought a star-studded field into Australia for the men's race to try to make this happen. And it lives to see another day, that all-comers record from Pat Carroll.
It looks like they've made the course a little bit quicker as well. So I think they've taken out some of the hill that used to be at the turnaround. Because that was a fairly significant climb. So to take that out is good.
Yeah, because you ran it that year, didn't you, Croaks, as a workout when me and you went down there?
Yeah, 2022.
Yeah.
You didn't pace, mate? No pacing?
He did.
No.
He paced Sinead, didn't you?
I did pace.
No, because remember that was the morning we rocked up and it was blowing an absolute gale. It was just like, no record today. So, I did a 4x5K session.
I ran 29.22 that day too, Moose, so it couldn't have been blowing too much of a gale. But anyway.
Did you really?
Me and Croaks were meant to race that day and he pulled out the night before.
You mean Croaks didn't put the singlet on, the bib on?
He pulled out.
No, I moved to the half because I hurt my calf and I wanted to be right for Gold Coast.
Could still run 69 minutes for a half marathon, but couldn't race me. See, this is why when people talk about heads-to-heads against Croaks, that you can never get him because he won't race you.
He bails out.
What do you mean?
Welsh.
I've beat.
Did Welshie pay us to go down there? We were doing some podcast stuff, weren't we?
Yeah, we did. What's our count, Brady? I've raced you, 6 times?
Exactly, but when at that time you decided not to race me. I was racing you underdone with low iron heaps of times. But anyway, more about these people here. Jess Stenson, a couple of your mates from the Mulligan's, what are you called? Mulligan's Flat Track Club Croaks. They had the singlets on. Looked like they almost paced her for like the first 13, 14K. She had Caitlin Adams and Yoshikawa with her for a while. Gonna say maybe dropped around that like 10, 11K. And then it looked like she spent a lot of time solo. So ran 69.51, which was a course record. She ran 69.01, 69.02 at Melbourne last year, though, didn't she? So we're talking about 50 seconds off her PB there. Yoshikawa was second in 70.43. Caitlin Adams ran a PB for third, 71.14. $9,000 Jess got for course record and first place, which that's a good weekend away, isn't it? 9K.
It's a professional race right there, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what she does. She's a professional athlete.
Could there be many women's half marathons in the world where you run 69.51 and make $9,000?
Nah.
A lot of people are going to look at that result and go, I'm going to that race next year if that's all it takes. And I hope it pushes not saying that Jess isn't that standard, because she could go another minute and a half quicker, I reckon. But I reckon a lot of women see that result, and at that winning time has to be quicker in future because more people want that prize money.
Yeah, but you got to get here. Like, it's not an easy trip. Australia is a hard place to travel to.
Like Japan, fair enough, maybe the Japanese, but like people from Europe and the US, like $9,000.
The Australian dollar's not real good either, is it?
Oh, no, it's good for them if they're coming from the US.
No, but winning Australian dollars isn't good. Yeah. Anyway, we'll see. Yeah, because they did bring a whole lot. I talked about this a few weeks ago, like how deep the men's field was compared to the women's. So I might what are some of those like other finishing times there, Croak? So yeah, you had Liam Buden, he was the next best Aussie after Brett in 61.40. Clifford, Sam, 62 flat. Andy was 62.42. Ryan Gregson, 63.10. Yeah, a couple of these Japanese guys, I swear they had quicker PBs. Like another one was 63.19. One was 64.53. 66.56. Yeah.
What are you reading out right now?
Just their names. Just their times.
Just random people's results.
Nah, Japanese guys. Like if they're bringing over Japanese guys from Japan and they're running 66.56, you're wasting your money. But yeah. The 10K, good to see Stewy back on the roads, and gun to tape. He did this, boys, and looked so good. 27.58, beat Jimmy Hansen by about 51 seconds. James ran at 28.47. Maddie Buckell was third in 29.08. Ruby Smee got the win in the women's. She ran 32.57. First time I've seen her in like the team tempo ASICS kit. I hadn't seen that before because she's a Tassie girl. It's a big win for her down there.
Because she was at college, so I'm guessing she's finished up at college, come home, and being picked up by Team Tempo.
Yep. Jenny Blundell second from New South Wales, 33.27. Kate Spencer third, 33.34. The headline story is that Stewy's back though, boys.
Oh,
fit,
so
healthy,
good to see.
Back sharing stuff on social media. He did say in one of the interviews that I had going today that there was a decision made, like would he retire or would he go for one more like cycle? Of like, yeah,
retire. There's like a lot of room left for there. You just think there's still a career left for him as long as someone looks after him from a contract perspective. There's definitely still a career there for him.
Like he's only scratched the surface of really 5Ks, 10Ks. Like he spent so long running 1500s. It would be a shame to see him retire, especially considering, what was it, maybe 3-4 years ago, like. He was the guy, he was the reason you'd get up and watch Diamond League because you know that he was going to be pushing the pace, making it exciting, and was legitimately like top 4 in the world, like back then, like top 5.
Yeah.
So good that he's, still fit.
So what do you
and
mean?
keen.
Like, so where would you love to see him go with this? Like, are you saying, hey, there's still room to do stuff, stay on the roads, go up and run Gold Coast 10K, like do the domestic season here? Or do you say, hey, jump back into Diamond League 1500s,
I
try to
still reckon
qualify
he's
for the world champs? Like,
like I still reckon he's got a really good 5 and 10K in him, like really good, like world class. But
yeah,
he's
sub
never.
13.
But the thing is, those other events have always been secondary to his 1500 focus. You know, like he came out and broke the Aussie 10K track record that year at Zatopek, and then basically we didn't see him again run a 10K on the track. And then even all of his 5Ks seem to be just, oh yeah, I'll throw 1 or 2 in over the season. But if he becomes like a 5K specialist, like there's no reason he can't be running 1240, given what he's run over 1500. And he's shown by his 10K that he's got good aerobic capacity as well.
1240.
1240 something. Yeah.
1240 something?
Yeah.
Or 1240?
Oh, well, Stewy, give him 1240.
I'm going to see him maybe
1240 something. Let's give him 1240 something. Come on.
1240 something. I mean, yeah, if we haven't seen it for a while, that's the thing. It's been a while since we've seen that from Stewy. So we're going to, like, even 27.58, it is a great run back. It's a great run back. But I didn't think he looked overly comfortable out there. I mean, he won the race, gun to tape. There were certain times when he was looking around, trying to work out if James Hansen was coming. Does he switch it off yet? Or, I don't know. There's just something that just looked like a little bit laboured.
It's kind of his gait, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But I don't know. It just, to me, it was, it probably got to about maybe 4 or 5K. And then he thought, oh, fuck, I'm a long way home here. And it's getting hard already. And he was obviously he's that athlete that can pull it off. But I don't reckon it didn't remind me of like watching Jack Rayner run Bernie that time and just absolutely like tear away. It just felt a bit different to that.
Jeez, cut him some slack,
Jeez.
mate. Like,
I've been rough on Stewy here. I'm rough. You're talking about Stewy McSweyn.
His first run back after having a bit of time out. Like, and he wasn't like, what's the point of burying himself when he's won by about a minute?
I'm saying it. You're saying that he was doing it as a tempo run. I'm saying it looked harder than that. I'm saying he worked pretty hard.
Well, I didn't see it, but I'm just glad.
Oh, you didn't see it, Croaks?
I didn't see it. No, I saw photos. He looked great in the photos.
Everyone looks
Brady?
good in the photos, Croaks.
We do this podcast. We're telling people to pay us money. Croaks can't even go and watch a race.
He had a public holiday today. He couldn't even watch 27 minutes worth of running.
What do you do today, Croaks? What do you do all day?
Washing, cooking, cleaning.
Annoyed the shit out of me when I was trying to work. Sent me a lot of messages.
He's real active today, wasn't he?
A lot of screenshots from you today. If you're listening, the chances are you're gearing up for a race. But how dialed in is your race day nutrition? Precision Fuel and Hydration makes it simple with a free online planner to calculate your carb, sodium and fluid needs for peak performance. Their product, like the 90-gram resealable gel, helps you hit your numbers with ease. That's why legends like 4-time Olympian Lisa Waitman and ultra runner Hayden Hawks trust them too. Head to the link in the show notes to create your personalised strategy and then use code IR-Spring 2025 for 15% off your first order. Or if you're a Patreon supporter, grab your exclusive 20% off discount code from our member-only episodes. Time to level up your performance. Click the link now. Now back to the episode. Grand Slam track, Croaks.
Yeah, I didn't watch any of this either. It's really hard to watch Grand Slam track.
I'll watch some Australia. Of it. The YouTube guy, what's his name? Total Running something? Productions. He's got a stream. But annoyingly, he puts his own commentary like over the top. So like the commentators be saying stuff and then it'll get to the bell and he'll be like, here they go. Look at these moves. And you're like, shut up. Just be quiet. Some of these commentators just love the sounds of their own voice.
All right. Well, I'll recap the results. If you want to jump in, do so. So in the women's short distance, so that's the 800 and 1500 combo. Well, Teji, she won both the 1500 and the 800. Ran 358.05 in the 1500. Jess Hull was second in that race, 358.36. Abby Caldwell was fifth in 4:01.54. Second place in the 800 was Georgia Bell, 158.99, behind Waltegi's 158.94. Jess Hull was third, and Abby Caldwell was fourth. So Jess ran 159.6, Abby 2:57. So Waltegi got the win there on points, 24. Jess was second, 14 points. Georgia Bell third, and Abby Caldwell was fourth overall. Anything you want to add there, Brady?
Yeah, my European correspondent said it was a superb weekend for Jess Hull. Very well measured 800 metres. She ran 29:30 for the 800 metres and ran through the whole field as they died. Okay. So that was pretty good. Caldwell didn't look too bouncy as nationals, but that's expected as she probably went back to base training. She still probably picked up $20,000 to $25,000.
Good payday.
Yeah, that's all I've got to add there. But I can tell you about the men's stuff, Croaks, the 3K. Okay. That's the one I watched that gun to tape.
All right, we'll do the men's short distance first. So they kicked off with an 800. A-Rop got the win there, 143.38. He's almost unbeatable over 800 at the moment. Josh Hoey second, 144.41, and Nagoose was third in a 145. 1500, Josh Kerr got the win, 334.44. Cole Hocker was second, and Hobbs Kessler was third. A-Rop ran a 1,500 metre PB of like 3:35, finishing maybe fifth. So that was enough for him to win on points, 17 points. Kerr was second, 16, and Hoey was third overall.
Watch that race, boys. If you can, go watch that race. Like,
I see the finish, Kerr came late.
Yeah, did you see the last lap though?
No.
A-Rop threw down massive in the back straight. Like the big fella, 800 metre strength, went into lane 2 and just like took them all. And he went into the straight leading and he just ran out of gas. Just got the kick 100 metres too early. But yeah, and then like Kerr comes from the clouds. Like the crowds are pretty good there. The footage I saw was pretty good. I'm starting to like change my mind that maybe like Grand Slam have got it worked out.
What do you think, Moose?
No, I did not watch this one.
Don't you co-host a weekly podcast on running?
We don't normally give the Grand Slam track much airtime. I thought we gave up on this.
No, it was dead and buried, but I'm resurrecting it. I think they're onto something.
You do. You're into it now. Well, not for me. Not for me.
Well, men's distance and women's distance. The good thing about this is there's only one race now, so we don't have to go through the whole point system. It's a 3K. In the men's, Nico Young got the win, 8:01. Sam Gilman was second. Kai Robinson was third. Grant Fisher was a DNS after, I think, hurting himself maybe in the warm-up or having some awareness of an injury in the warm-up. So, yeah, he didn't compete. Women's distance, Agnes Ngetic, she got the win in 8:43.61. Tay was second and Jessette Andrews was third.
Yeah, Kai Robinson he went to the front with it was slow early, probably 2 laps to go, started winding it up and held his line pretty well. Like didn't really let anyone pass him and Nico Young come over him late. There was the guy that won Zatopek, Korskren. He was in the mix there as well. Like, you know, we're behind Robinson in the straight. And yeah, that was a really good like throwdown as well. The way that Kai went to the front and just tried to turn the screws slowly. Hamstring, something with his hamstring, I heard for Fisher. I think Rojo, the boss of Let's Run, put something on. Slight issue with hamstring is what Fisher's coach told Rojo. Decided better safe than sorry, so he's scratched. So that's a one-off race with $50,000 first prize, and they didn't even start it. Like, better safe than sorry.
Oh, at that level, like he's already won. Did he win the
200?
He won. Yeah, he's won 200 already.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Plus, who knows what his contract's worth? I don't think money's an issue for Grant Fisher.
No, he drives a BMW. Did you watch that video I told you about last week?
Not yet, mate. Been too busy cooking, cleaning. You know how it is.
Moose, did you watch it? You're watching what movie were you watching on the treadmill?
Jason Statham, mate.
Yeah, don't watch that. Watch a bit of running content. Bit of Grant Fisher for you. You'd love listening to his coach.
I should. But sometimes you just want to tune out. You don't want to just. You're a real running frother. Like I'm not that kind of guy.
Yeah. You feel like you run faster on a treadmill when you're watching people run that?
No, I love a bit of Statham.
Can I tell you, boys, about a few other Aussies that were competing overseas during the last week?
Yeah, go for it.
So in Poland, we had Lyndon Hall run a 1500. She finished second in 4:02. Karafine Ryan was third in the steeple, running a PB of 9:22.01, which puts her number 5 Aussie of all time. And as we said at the top of the show, Jai Edwards returned to racing in the 1500, finished 7th in 3:35.92. So some good results there. And over in France, Jared Clifford ran 3:40.39, which not only is a 1500 meter PB for him, but a world record in his category, and that is moving almost that sub 340 barrier. Ed Trippus was also in the steeple over there, ran 8:23 for 6th place.
Some good results there. Good from Clifford. Been documented all on his Strava. Like he talks about the weeks, like since he's been back. And I don't know what week he's up to, but it's pretty continuous, the amount of training he's strung together.
He's bounced back after a few, I guess, below par years for him. Like, just probably hasn't been where he'd want to be.
Yeah, he's hungry too. I was talking to him a couple of weeks ago. He's pretty motivated at the moment. Jared, what do you got, Moose? South Australia.
Yeah, well, they had a fairly depleted road running champs. I think if you look at who went over to Lonnie, you got Jacob Cox was there, Caitlin Adams, Jess Stenson, Isaac Heyne. So it was a little bit depleted over here, but they had their road running champs on. Adrian Potter ran sub 30 to run 29.54. In the ladies' race, Tiana Cheta ran 34.32. So they were the two winners. Second place, Aaron Nishki. I think that's Nida's nephew. He ran 30.03. And Connor Hortle ran 31.12. And in the ladies, second place, Kate Holland-Smith, 36.18. Madeline Kelly, 37.04. Brisbane Marathon was also on the same day. Do we know what sort of weather they got for this?
I think it was a bit muggy up there. There was rain around the day before, but I think it was a bit humid.
Yeah, I can imagine. Takaki Mori ran 2:21 for the win in the males, and Kai Suboi was 2:24 for second. Are they both internationals?
I think so.
And in the women's, Catherine Parkinson ran 2:43, Zoe Manning 2:47. Pretty decent results there for Brisbane Marathon, considering if it was humid. Mm-hmm. In the half marathon, Gishi Abdi Wake ran 66.44 to beat Ben Cook 69.41. And Reen Ringy, she ran 75.32 to beat Radka Karlefelt 78.08. In the 10K, Rowan Hickey ran 30.45, beat Jackson Patterson Wright. And Addison Huslip ran 35.52 to beat Tamara Carvolth 36.39. So Brisbane's got a bit of a booming sort of running culture, I believe. I think there's a lot going on up there at the moment. A few groups starting to put themselves together. A lot on the sunny coast. A lot of running going on up there, up north.
Isn't that around the country, Moose?
It is, but I'm seeing a lot more from up there. I don't reckon it was that heavily flooded with runners, whereas now I get the feeling up there it's changing. Yeah.
Should see the park run. Remember I did that park run up there. It was like 1,000 people.
Yeah.
Massive. Be pretty hilly that course, I reckon. Wouldn't be that flat.
The Brisbane Marathon.
Yeah, some hills around. Could be flat.
I'm not sure if they've changed the course, but when we were in Noosa for that extended period, we're going to go do Brisbane as a cash grab, like a tempo, and it was paying fairly well, but it was fairly hilly. There's a couple of hills. I'm not sure, they might have changed the course.
Yeah.
Just having a look at Brad Karlefelt, because he paced like sort of 3:36. He paced his wife through the first laps. They obviously started together the half and the marathon. He got 277 meters of elevation on his watch.
Okay.
which
it's not flat, but
is
it's
a lot.
It is,
But you're also,
yeah.
but you're also wondering, because it's sort of in the city, how much that sort of affects things. Another guy had 286 meters, so
That'd be about it.
a fair bit.
280, yeah.
Leonora happened. Someone give me some context here. Mining town. This race happens up and down their like main street every year.
Yeah, started back in like 2003, I think, as some sort of celebration for something being built over there. I don't know if it was a road or whatever. And there's obviously a lot of money in mining. And so, yeah, it's been going since 2003. And traditionally it was always, I know a lot of people that were doing middle distance back then would go to Leonora as their last sort of race on Aussie soil, try and pick up a bit of cash, and then they'd often fly out of Perth for Europe for their European season.
Yeah, a lot of good runners have won it, haven't they? I'm trying to think if I can find a old winners list. But this year...
it must be expensive getting them all up there. Getting them all up there, it just seems like a real... like, it's such an expensive exercise, plus all the money.
I've also heard from people that have been over in the past that like it's quite an eye-opening experience because it is just such a small town, like a mining town. It's not your standard sort of town or city where you'd normally do running races.
Yeah, and literally like they do laps around the main drag, don't they?
Yeah, it's like
after a Yui, come back on the other side, do a Yui. Like there'd be 6 or 7 hairpin turns. Yep. $7,500 first prize plus a gold nugget valued at $2,400. Second prize $4,500. Third $2,500. So it pays deep as well. Pete Bowl got the win, 406.4. Adam Goddard second, 406.8. Matt Ramsden third, 407.3. Zoe Melhush was first in the women's, 442. Stephanie Kelly second, 445. Georgia Wincup third, 453. Those results this week, boys, are brought to you by Axel Coffee. Don't forget, Inside Running Podcast listeners, you can get 20% off your first order when you order online using the code IRP20. Start your day right with Axel Coffee. Moose on the loose.
Oh yeah, got one for you. You'll all know this type of runner. So it's a it's from a long run. So you rock up to the long run, and as established group, you generally have a few routes that you'll cover every week. You'll alternate a few, but generally it's like, we'll go this way, and if we go that way, then we always just cover off the same loop. You guys ever had a guy rock up and not know the route, but put himself on the front of the pack?
Yep.
And then every single time you get to a corner, you go straight, turn left, turn right. No, mate, just keep going. Next corner. Turn left here. No, keep going. Next corner.
Yeah.
Down here. No, keep going.
Do you know what used to happen in Sydney when the group was doing that, and you'd have somebody pretty much the first or second time that they would say left or right, it's like, if you don't know where the fuck you're going, don't lead. They would get told very quickly to just sit back in the pack if you don't know where you're going.
Yeah. I feel like that's a pretty good rule. It just doesn't work out. And you see, all of a sudden they're like cutting across the fucking front of the pack to go down a corner when they're not supposed to. And yeah, I reckon there's a bit of a pecking order to the long run. You've been there a few times, you know the route, then maybe you can start to find yourself on the front of the pack making decisions.
Well, it's always a good ploy as well, is you actually like some of them won't actually turn around and say left or right. They'll just make a call themselves and you let them actually go. So then they have to turn around and jump back on.
Yeah, that'll get them to the back pretty quick.
Learn the hard way. Good one, Moose. List the question, Croaks.
No whispers, Brady?
Nah, just got my head down, Croaks. Head down this week.
Yeah, whispers was fun.
Anyone.
Oh,
I liked whispers. Bring it back, please.
I'll bring it. It's like supply and demand, though, Moose. You don't just make them up if you don't have any. You got to wait for them to come in. The inbox is always open, listeners. If you got any whispers, I did hear one. I've heard a couple of like contract moves, but then I've been waiting. I wanted to wait and see Launceston yesterday for a bit of credibility, and then Like even on the long run, on yesterday morning, I was telling Archie and his old man, I'm like, nah, this person got dropped by this brand. I bet you they're in a different kit at Launceston today. And then they were fully in their elite kit that they've always been in. So some of the listers are a bit unpredictable. So you just got to be careful. Listener question, Grogs.
Yep, this episode's listener question is proudly brought to you by Precision Fuel and Hydration. And the question is, what is one fueling mistake you see runners make too often, and what is the simplest fix? That question comes from Duncan Nicholas, otherwise known as Unky Dunks on Instagram.
Unky Dunks.
Unky Dunks.
Unky Dunks.
Who wants to go first?
So I guess fueling in a race is probably the most common answer, but I might just go I know people that have rocked up to an afternoon session and have been at work and have basically not really fueled at all throughout the day with lunch or whatever, even some afternoon tea, and then they rock up to an afternoon evening training session and wonder why they bonk or feel completely crap. So I think as runners in general, we probably don't fuel enough, but especially fueling in the lead up to our sessions and the right type of fueling straight after our sessions. So I think they're common mistakes from a training point of view.
Good one. Bruce, what do you got?
What have I got? I got people that confuse electrolytes and carbohydrates. So when they talk about bonking, and they're referring to not having enough electrolytes or not drinking or getting cramps and bonking. I think they're just getting really quite confused as to how different those two things are and just their different requirements. And they think a lot of our customers think that the gels are like electrolytes and that also electrolyte tablets are carbohydrates. So there's just a general fairly a lot of confusion in the air around that.
I just think for the marathon, just people under fueling, not taking the opportunity to train your gut when you are 14, 12, 10, 8 weeks, doing your long runs under fueled and not pushing those higher numbers, which you can actually train your body to handle. And having a lot of conversations with people I coach at the moment who might be doing Gold Coast and they're like, yeah, the long run went well. My first question is how many gels did you get in? And it's let's work out grams per hour, and it might be 50. And it's all right, let's say we get up to 70 in the next couple of weeks. The marathon is a really, really hard event. And if you can try to eliminate glycogen being a problem as one of the problems, you're going to have a much bigger chance at success. And we've lived it. I remember my second marathon, I was in Berlin. I took 3 gels of those goo gels, which were 25 grams each. So I ran a whole marathon off 75 grams of carbs. And I was wondering why I was cooked at getting dizzy, staggering over the road at 35K, 36K. I wish I had that knowledge now that that's how many I should be doing an hour.
I was similar, Brady. I know every year around April, on my Facebook memories comes up my flat lay from my debut marathon in Nagano, and it was I literally had 2 gels and I had a bag of snakes, and it was the snakes are if in an emergency.
Yeah.
And that was 2013.
Yeah.
And
so you ran a marathon off 60, 70 grams.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's something you can easily address. It's there's so many, I know this segment's sponsored by Precision Hydration and there's a good code that we'll read out in a second, but it's it could be lolly snakes. It could be, I also think the carb load is very underrated. If you do that properly. And I've thought I've done carb loads in the past, which was just, having rice for dinner the night before a marathon or pasta. And it's if you actually look at writing down how many carbs you have and trying to hit, I think is a rule, 10 grams per kilo of body weight or something like that. I usually try to hit about 600.
10, I think.
Yeah. And it's if you write that down, it's actually going to make you feel disgusting, and it's quite a lot of carbohydrates you're putting into your body. But geez, if you can load your muscles with that on the start line, it's going to help massively for performance. So yeah, I think a massive mistake is people they spend so much time on their training, what shoes they're going to wear, what kit they're going to wear, booking flights, accommodation, all that kind of stuff. And it's just like, this is a little thing that you can absolutely nail if you put the time and effort into training your guts to be able to handle it.
Yep.
That's my one. And
have you seen the memes lately?
I've lived it.
You've seen the memes about the people that take a lot of carbs? And it's just how much they brag about taking the amount of carbs they take.
Oh, yeah.
I'll have to I'll send some through to the group, but fuck, they're funny. I was going to
it's starting to get that, isn't it? Like, it's people are like, oh, what numbers are you doing? Oh, I'm like that David Roach. He's like big on like. And
that's who they going.
They
go in that bloke. Yeah.
Yeah. Like he's that. I mean, he's had a lot of success pushing the envelope, hasn't he? With it, like he can handle. Like he's got his body to handle a lot.
Toby's obsessed with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, as I said, I think it's a really hard event to do, and it's like one thing that you can try to actually get right. And if you have a poor race and you say, you know what, I got 80 grams of carbs in every hour for 3 hours, you can go, well, maybe the fueling wasn't the issue. It's like something else we've got to address.
Maybe you had too much.
Maybe you have too much, yeah, which you can as well. So, yeah, that's mine. Thanks to Precision Fuel and Hydration. Visit precisionhydration.com and use the code IR-SPRING2025 for 15% off your order. Patrons, there's a code on our feed there where you get 20% off. What's coming up, boys? Rome Diamond League Croaks. We got any Aussies in action?
I'm not sure if the start list's out. I'll just click on that link. I'm going to actually watch this Diamond League. They're starting to get good, I reckon. Have you opened that link?
No, I'm going to tell you about Giles Park Relays. They're coming up as well. Jimmy Hansen interview. That is on Saturday. It was on Patreon Wednesday last week. I got to cut some. We did talk about Lonnie in there a bit, but I'll cut that out. Love spending time with Jimmy Hansen. He comes second in a lot of races, boys. Third, fourths. You know, if you're talking about a national 1500 or fifth, you know, you're talking about 1500s through to 10K road races on the weekend. And boy, I was actually really surprised how hard he's training.
So he won Leonora? I reckon
he would have. He would have come close, wouldn't he? He's probably come second at that as well.
Yeah.
He's always thereabouts and been around for a long time. Talk about him, you know. Remember when he moved to Melbourne for a while there? He's training with Jeff Risley Moose, running for Knox.
Yeah. I remember. Made a real go. That was sort of when he had a go at it, right? Like, there's a big
more serious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he goes through a week of training, and it's a extremely impressive week. Like, even his long run was like 35K at 3:45 pace. Like
35K?
34, 35K. Like, he's doing quicker long runs. Says he listens to us on his long runs at that pace. I'd need something a bit more up and about if I was running 3:45 pace.
Jeez, imagine listening to Croaks when you're having a good one like that.
Yeah, he enjoys it.
Make 35K feel like 45, I reckon.
What's coming up in your life, Moose?
Giles Park, mate. Giles Park.
What number are you running?
I got to enter AV. I don't think the actual teams are. I don't think the team's listed yet. I'm hoping I might sneak into Div 1 though. Premier League.
Surely.
Yeah, surely.
Go off first.
I won't go off first. I don't think. I'm not in that kind of shape.
Hide in league like 4 or 5 or something. Don't want the pressure of bringing it home on leg 6.
Fuck that. No, blame someone else for that loss.
Yeah. Oh, that's exciting. Another race to recap from you next week.
Yeah, what do you reckon? I should wear spikes?
The weather's good. If it doesn't
the
rain
answer's
between
no.
now and then.
The answer's no. Yeah. Don't wear spikes.
Spikes are pretty good these days.
No.
Have you heard him? He just had an MRI on his ankle.
I got the report back actually, just while we were here.
The guy loves scans.
You want me to read it out?
Yeah, read it out. Won't know what it means, but
no, this is good because I don't know what it means either. There is chronic dorsolateral bony remodeling of the talar head and neck, suggestive of an old capsular injury / accessory ossicle. This is likely causing induration and irritation of a Gruberi bursa, which is interposed between the inferior extensor retiniculum and the bony structure.
Okay.
So Ali reckons that's just you got an inflamed bursa from a bone spur, probably. Jab. Bang.
Jab tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. You'll be in there.
I got to get through to the sports doc again. I got to get an appointment.
All right, good luck with your race. Croaks, what are you doing?
I'm going to be watching this Rome Diamond League. Do you want to hear some fields?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Men's 1500. We've got Ollie Hoare, Tim Chariot, Reynolds Chariot. They're probably the main ones. And then we've got women's 5K, Beatrice Chibet. Who knows? She could be the first female to break 14 minutes the way she's going. Segai is also in that one. And then in the women's 15, we've got Sarah Billings, Abby Caldwell. So fair few Aussies to watch there.
Few Aussies, yeah, you're right. If they have a good pacemaker, Chibet and Segai, like two quality girls could be there late in the race. Did you see
Chibet, she's good, isn't she?
Yeah.
Did you see the interview of Jess Hull after Grand Slam that she wants to pace Faith Kipyegon? Like it doesn't sound like it's locked in yet, but she said she wants to get there and pace her, and also said she wants to pace her to potentially run sub 8 minutes for 3K. Be the first female under 8 minutes.
I could see her doing that.
Yeah. Yep. So anyway, watch that
That's
space.
why like she'd have to basically run an all-out 800 though. Like she wouldn't be able to pace much further than 800 of the mile, would she?
If you reckon she'd get to a K?
Well, what's a
230K?
PB?
Isn't it down to like 156 or something now?
No, that's faster than the Aussie record.
She ran really quick a couple of weeks ago, didn't she? She got the qualifier. 158.
Maybe a 158, but that's pretty much what you need to be going through to run 4 minutes for the mile. Like, it's pretty close.
No, I don't reckon. You wouldn't want to bank time. If Faith gets to the bell at 3:03, she's a chance to do it.
We're talking about super borderline. Is this possible? They're not going to go through 2 seconds. 2 seconds under
but
and
it's
halfway.
Listen, 2 minutes. 2 minutes is 3:45, 1500. That is slower than a 4 minute mile. 4 minute mile is
got you there. He's got you there, Brady.
Oh, you were strong as well.
She's run 158.58, so she might have half a second up her sleeve.
She'll get to 900 at least, I reckon.
Or by that stage, she's fitter and she's in 156.
That was very early in the season for Jess.
Yep.
Yeah, it's still a long way, isn't it, if they don't bring in male pacers? Because who else can get?
Didn't they say they're bringing in? They are bringing in male pacers.
That's what we're talking about. We've literally had that conversation tonight.
No, we're gonna have to cut all that out though. It's gonna be beeped. Like last week, you started dropping explosives.
Boys.
So yeah, you told me to. Didn't want to lose customers. See you next week, boys.
Have a good week.
See ya.
Want to make your next race day the best one yet? Well, dialing in your nutrition strategy is one of the most effective ways you can do that. Luckily, our show sponsor, Precision Fuel and Hydration, offers you the chance to do this in the most effective way possible. Book a free consultation with their team to fine-tune your fueling plans. Emphasis here on you, as they offer tailored advice based on your circumstances and the race you're taking on. They're there to help you achieve your goals all year long, and as mentioned, this service is free of charge and a great opportunity to ask them any questions you may have about fueling and hydrating for your race. No question is too daft for them. We've loved Precision for a long while, and this free service is another reason why. Use the link in the show notes and use code IR-SPRING2025 for 15% off your first order and start smashing those goals today.